Good evening. I'd like to remind everybody to please silence your cell phones. If you would please join us in the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
I invite you to join with me if you're willing. Gracious Father, we begin this commission meeting with gratitude and thanks for all the blessings that have been given. We remember those who are less fortunate, and we work to be a blessing in their lives. We remember our men and women in uniform around the world and their families who sacrifice so much. And Father, we remember our medical providers and our first responders who, closer to home, put our needs first before theirs. For all those remember this day, we ask for your safety and blessings upon them. And for this meeting, we ask that our words and our actions reflect the best that in each of us as we address the budget for this coming year. For all this, we are grateful, and we say thank you, and we say amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So the purpose of the public hearing tonight is to adopt the final millage rate for the budget fiscal year of 2020-2021. And for those of you that might be here outside the door, we do have some staff to go over your proposed property taxes that you've recently received, your tax bill, and also somebody is from the office of our budget out there if you have any questions. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn the meeting over to Mr. Tipton.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Good evening. At this meeting, we will be setting the final millage rates. I would ask that the Office of Management and Budget read into the record the final millage rates being considered for fiscal year 2020-2021, which are used to fund the portion of the fiscal year 2020-2021 budget that is supported by property taxes.
Madam Chair, Board of County Commissioners, for the record, Matthew Beard, Budget Manager, Office of Management and Budget. I would like to take a moment to review some terms for the public that we will frequently use tonight. The millage rate is the amount per $1,000 of property value that is used to calculate property taxes. The rolled back rate is the millage rate that would generate the same ad valorem tax revenue as was generated the previous year, excluding changes from new construction, annexation, or de-annexation. The aggregate millage rate is the rate obtained by dividing the sum of all of the ad valorem taxes levied by the board by the taxable value of the county. The aggregate rate expresses the average tax rate. The aggregate millage rate being considered for the fiscal year 2020-2021 budget is 8.7687, which is a 1.25% decrease from the current fiscal year 2019-2020 aggregate millage rate, or a 2.29% increase from the fiscal year 2020-2021 aggregate rolled back rate of 8.5727. The individual fiscal year 2020-2021 millage rates being considered are as follows. General Fund, 4.2077 mils. Fine and Forfeiture, 3.2324 mils. Erosion Control Zone E, 0.1763 mils. Mosquito Control District, 0.1352 mils. Unincorporated Services MSTU, 0.4300 mils. Stormwater MSTU, 0.3497 mils. Law Enforcement MSTU, 0.9103 mils. Parks MSTU, 0.2313 mils. Transit MSTU, 0.1269 mils. South Hutchinson Island Beach Erosion Control, 0.2131 mils.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this now takes us to Agenda Item 4B, which is the budget presentation. And the Office of Management and Budget will be beginning this presentation.
The fiscal year 2021 budget that is being presented to you tonight is $563,589,022, which represents a decrease of approximately $24 million from the fiscal year 2020 adopted budget and is $123 million lower than the fiscal year 2008 budget. If we look back 10 years, the county's budget is going from $591 million to $563 million, or a $28 million reduction, with a population that has gone from 278,000 to a forecasted 321,000, or an increase of 43,000. The overall Board of County Commissioners workforce is budgeted at 813.53 full-time equivalent, or FTE, positions, which is a 13 FTE increase from the adopted fiscal 2020 budget. The county is operating with 169 less positions than in 2007. For fiscal year 2021, we will be operating with a workforce that is the size it was in 2003. Over that 18-year period, our population is projected to have grown by approximately 49%, or 106,000 residents. The aggregate millage rate is 8.7687 mills. This budget reflects changes to the millage rates for the general fund, erosion control, the mosquito district, the unincorporated MSTU, and the new South Hutchinson Island Beach Erosion Control MSTU. Some of the rates are increasing and others are decreasing, resulting in a 0.1108 reduction in the aggregate millage rate. While we have seen property value growth, property values are still $2 billion below the fiscal year 2008 levels. The board reviewed and discussed the budget extensively through a series of workshops in July, at a regular board meeting in July, and at budget hearings 2 weeks ago. At tonight's meeting, we'll be asking the board to adopt the final millage rates and budget. The budget year will begin October 1st. We make changes to the budget throughout the budget process, as the original budget requests were submitted by departments 6 months ago, and we now have more accurate information. The budget that is being proposed tonight reflects an increase of $14,000 over the budget that was presented 2 weeks ago, bringing the total budget to $563.6 million.
This time, we'll turn it over to Mr. Tipton.
Thank you very much. Although 2020 has been a year to forget for many, there has actually been a great deal accomplished. At this time, I'm going to highlight just a few of the county's accomplishments for our current fiscal year that began last September. The County Commission undertook the most comprehensive strategic planning effort in the county's history that included input from citizens, local governments, educational institutions, and businesses. This plan creates the guiding principles that steer this organization into the future. This proposed budget has gone through an alignment process to this new strategic document with every initiative tied to a goal and objective, and we will be reporting over the course of the coming year based on the accomplishments tied to this strategic plan. Of course, when we started this fiscal year back in October, we had never heard of something called the coronavirus or COVID-19. We had never imagined we wouldn't be in the hospitals or nursing homes with our loved ones, canceling half of spring training in the blink of an eye. We also never thought we'd have 271 deaths. And as we learned about this virus's lethal impacts, this county mobilized for an emergency response as the state mobilized. The county, working in emergency management mode since March 17th, has coordinated with our primary healthcare institutions, the health department, our cities, the school board, the Florida Department of Emergency Management, Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the University of Florida, and many other agency partners, not-for-profits, first responders, and other essential employees. During this exhausting time for everyone, the county has continued to provide essential services without interruption, reallocating staff to critical areas of need. One of the areas critical to our economic well-being was the ability to continue to provide for planning, permitting, and inspections. Moving the permitting intake process to the first floor allowed for the daily intake of permit applications for building, public works engineering, and environmental resources. Moving to virtual inspections allowed for safer and more efficient approvals. And as we highlighted last time, the effort to address daycare services for essential employees during the early days of the pandemic was critical. With schools out and traditional daycares closed or offering far less services, the county was able to partner with the Boys and Girls Club, and with a $100,000 grant from the Moorridge Foundation, was able to provide free 24-hour daycare for our medical workers, first responders, and other essential employees. This effort showcases just one of the many collaborative partnerships the county undertook during this time to help keep our essential employees working so everyone else could stay safe. And now, in cooperation with the State Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Florida Department of Emergency Management, and the county's health department, the county is expanding the COVID-19 testing for our important migrant farmers as they begin their seasonal activities. Internally, when the pandemic hit back in March, the county immediately began to take steps to reduce spending and preserve capital. Trying to understand the breadth and scope of the economic impacts from a pandemic was new to everyone, but we understood the economic impacts could be high and the actions taken, while painful, were necessary and appropriate steps to take. And the county team came through as they always do. Another opportunity presented during this pandemic was to receive and distribute CARES Act funding, which came down from the federal government through the state's Florida's Department of Emergency Management. The county's initial allocation was 25% of the total, or $13.8 million, and the state has just approved St. Lucie County for another $11 million allocation. Reallocating county staff from regular duties and building a temporary workforce, the new funds were received in late June, and the Individual Assistance Program started up in early July, with more than 4,000 applications received to date. The Business Assistance Program began in early August and is a collaborative effort with the Economic Development Council of St. Lucie County, Indian River State College, and Career Source Treasure Coast. We started with business assistance to our smallest businesses and now have begun consideration for our larger businesses. CARES Act funds are also available to reimburse local governments, constitutional officers, school board, fire district, and others for expenses directly related to the pandemic response. Funds must be spent by December 30th of this year, and the county is committed to responsibly distributing all of these funds by that deadline. While we worked to scale back a few of the, sales tax projects due to the projected sales tax revenue shortfalls, many projects continued to move forward. At the top of the list is the $3.4 million worth of work done on Prima Vista Boulevard for resurfacing and drainage replacement, a much anticipated project that is pictured here and will be completed 3 months ahead of schedule. After years of navigating federal and state agencies, Edwards Road is getting ready to start with a $2.4 million in emergency relief funding for Hurricane Irma coming from the Federal Highway Administration. Stormwater quality work to protect the Indian River Lagoon and the environment continues. Paradise Park saw a neighborhood retrofit investment of $1.6 million for a water quality project, and St. Lucie Plaza neighborhood retrofit was a $740,000 investment. And critical to maintaining the county's multi-billion-dollar road network, $3.6 million was spent resurfacing county roads, all from the 2018 voter-approved infrastructure sales tax. The $59 million RDR Copus State Nursing Home in Port St. Lucie was a project the county initiated back in 2014, and that has finally come to completed construction in 2020. The county's $500,000 contribution brought in a 121,000 square foot, 120-bed skilled nursing facility that will provide much-needed care for our veterans and 175 additional jobs for our community. The county's $8.5 million hangar at Treasure Coast International Airport is wrapping up construction and available to house jets up to the size of 737s. The port has seen Director Fort Pierce continue with its infrastructure investments, and the Port Master Plan has seen record input as we seek to update the vision that will add to our economy as well as to our quality of life. The county has collaborated with Fort Pierce Utilities Authority to explore a joint wastewater plant operation that would have, if finalized, the opportunity to relocate the current FPUA wastewater plant on South Hutchinson Island and inland and away from the Indian River Lagoon. The county's utilities department has worked on North Hutchinson Island to finish plans for septic to sewer conversions, receiving just under $1 million in grant funding from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. The Lakewood Park subdivision, one of the older developments on well and septic tanks, saw both improvements in drainage as well as a highly regarded potable water pilot program that can be scaled up to meet customer demands. St. Lucie's recycling operations continue to be a best practice across the state and has recently added Indian River County and the city of Palm Bay to its portfolio. For the first time this spring, the county conducted its Citizens Academy that provides an in-depth look at county operations and tours for interested citizens. The second class is slated to take place this fall. Communications Division has begun providing our residents quarterly county updates in addition to our annual report and has been providing regular media updates during this entire pandemic state of emergency. And for the first time in more than 20 years, a comprehensive pay study was completed and implemented. Lastly, the County Commission saw the completion of the $57 million renovation of the Mets spring training facility. The renovation was the anchor to an agreement which keeps the Mets in our community for decades to come and included funding from the Mets as well as the state of Florida. The county's contribution came from the tourist development or tax or bed tax, which is charged to overnight visitors in our county. It does not come from property taxes. The construction project created jobs and opportunities locally for our businesses, and while spring training was cut short, the stadium opened to excellent fan reviews. The stadium was a driving force in the development of St. Lucie West and continues to drive our tourism markets with an estimated annual impact of up to $36 million per year. This list of accomplishments is not meant to be exhaustive, but rather a representation of what has been a highly productive year in the middle of a pandemic. For instance, I didn't include the county's continuing efforts to work with existing and new businesses to help them get to market quickly, as with Pursuit's recent expansion, as well as efforts working with the Chamber of Commerce's Development Review Task Force to help businesses through this economic downturn by lowering certain fees and costs. I also didn't include our successful grants program that leverages local dollars with state and federal funding. The upcoming Taylor Creek dredging project is an example of working to fund the entire project amount of $3.5 million with no local match. That is the ultimate grant result. The county team and our partners in the community, regionally and at the state and national level, have been able to achieve, I believe, dramatic results this past year as we've worked to meet the goals of this county commission. While 2020 will be a year we will not soon forget, St. Lucie County continues to move forward to be a good value for our citizens and to fulfill its vision of endless opportunity by design. Now let me turn the presentation back over to the Office of Management and Budget Director, Jennifer Hill.
Thank you. Good evening. During the budget process for the upcoming year, we had many challenges and opportunities. Beach renourishment, building maintenance, compensation, jail population, and of course COVID-19 were of the many issues that were addressed throughout this process. One of this year's challenges was at the beginning of the budget process when we identified that we were $3 million short of being able to fund the sheriff's funding request. We are happy to report that by working closely with the Sheriff's Office, we were able to identify solutions that were acceptable both to the Board of County Commissioners and to the Sheriff's Office. The property taxes levied is derived by taking the millage rate times the assessed property value divided by 1,000. The taxes collected are influenced by two factors, the millage rate and the assessed value. The first factor in the taxes levied is the millage rate. This fiscal year, the aggregate millage rate levied by all taxing districts in St. Lucie County was 22.5628 mills. Of that, 8.8786 mills, or roughly 39%, was levied by this board. This includes funding for constitutional officers, dependent districts, and municipal service taxing units. We are recommending a millage rate reduction for the coming year, but it will take a collective effort by all taxing agencies to make a significant impact on the overall tax bill. We analyze the taxes on the tax bill that the Board of County Commissioners in each county has control over, and the services under the jurisdiction of each Board of County Commissioners can vary. The rates range from a low of 3.3557 mills to a high of 13 mills. The average millage rate was 8.0175 mills, and the millage rate under the control of this board was 8.8786 mills. The second factor in the taxes levied is the property value. This year, the per capita property value ranged from a high of $373,000 to a low of $16,000. The statewide average was $94,000, and St. Lucie County's value was $71,000 per capita, which is 24% lower than the average. When you take the property values combined with the millage rates, you get the taxes collected. This year, the per capita taxes for the Board of County Commissioners ranged from $163 to $1,351. The statewide average was $649, and St. Lucie County Board of County Commissioners collected $635 per capita. While our millage rate was higher than the statewide average, our taxable value was lower than the statewide average. And when you take these two factors together, it resulted in the county taxes in St. Lucie County from the Board of County Commissioners per capita being slightly below the statewide average. For the St. Lucie County Board of County Commissioners, the fiscal year 21 budget reduces the countywide millage rates. However, what individuals pay in property taxes varies based on circumstances of their specific property. This slide represents the impact on a homesteaded property located within one of the cities. We focus on $244,400 as a value for a property, as that is the median value of a home in St. Lucie County. Due an increase in values, which is capped at 2.3% for homesteaded properties, this property's taxes would increase by $22.12 or $1.84 per month. This next slide represents the impact on a non-homesteaded property located within one of the cities. Due to the increase in values of approximately 6.95%, this property's taxes would increase by $101 or roughly $8.47 per month. As a follow-up to our discussion at the budget hearing 2 weeks ago, staff has shared additional information related to funding for mental health court. The board can choose to provide direction as to moving forward with an amended contract, revisiting the item after the first of the year to better understand how the county closed out the fiscal year, or to pursue some other alternative as the board decides. Last October, the state's Office of Economic and Demographic Research began collecting data from every city and county in the state of Florida. This data is now being used for the Taxpayers Accountability and Transparency Project, which is a local government accountability project initiated by the Florida House of Representatives under the guidance of outgoing Speaker Jose Oliva. The objective is to show Florida taxpayers how their tax dollars are spent at the local level. Additional information on crime and education data is collected from additional public sources, including the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Florida Department of Education. The first grade on what they call a local government report card for St. Lucie County, which includes data on 6-year average per capita spending and total dollar increase in spending, reflects St. Lucie County's rating as a grade of an A and indicates that we are 4th out of the 32 large counties that exceed 150,000 in population. And when they rank us as 4th in this category, it means that we were ranked as the 4th lowest when it comes to spending and changes in spending. In the government debt category, we also received an A grade and we're also ranked 4th out of the large counties. This is an indicator that we are managing our debt. In the government size category, we received a grade of C and a rank of 20th, which is in line with us being the 21st largest county in the state of Florida. In the crime category, we received an A and a ranking of 4th. This is an indicator that the investments that we have made in public safety are paying off. And while this board does not have any control over the education category, in that category, our county received a grade of a B and a ranking of 13th. Overall, we are pleased with the initial year of data collection and believe that it confirms many of the things we have been saying. We look forward to this tool being refined and used in the years to come. That concludes the presentation.
That's
I'll turn
right.
it back over to Howard.
Madam Chair, Agenda Item 4C allows for public comment on the final county budget for the fiscal year 2020-2021. Madam Chair, we are now ready to accept public comments on this final budget.
Thank you. Is there anybody wishing to come forward at this time? Seeing none, we'll close public comment. We'll come back to the board.
All right, we are now at Agenda Item 4D. Agenda Item 4D, it is recommended that the Board of County Commissioners discuss the final fiscal year 2020-2021 millage rates and budget. Any changes to the millage rates under this item will be recomputed, announced, and adopted under item 4E.
Is there any board discussion?
Sorry about that.
I thought you were grabbing your mic because you're ready to make a motion.
No, no.
Go for it.
Okay.
Well,
Move approval.
We'll get to that point in just
Oh,
a
okay.
second.
Let's move it on.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of me.
Okay.
All right, so for agenda item 4E, if there is no further board discussion, we are now ready for the approval of the resolution adopting the fiscal year 2020-2021 final millage rates.
Madam Chair, move approval.
Okay, so Madam Secretary, there's Commissioner Zadowski with Commissioner Hutchinson with the second. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Bartz, Commissioner Hutchison,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Zadowski,
Yes, ma'am.
Chair Townsend.
Yes, ma'am.
This brings us to agenda item 4F, and this is the final agenda item for this evening. And before we do that, I just wanted to take a moment and just thank the Office of Management and Budget team, our administration team, our department directors, our legal counsel, constitutional officers, and all of our staff. It has been, along with the board, I think one of our best budget processes, starting with the development of that strategic plan. And I just wanted to share my appreciation with everybody for this year and for this effort, especially given the times that we are in. And so with that, agenda item 4F, Commissioners, we are now ready for the approval of the resolution adopting the fiscal year 2020-2021 final budget.
Madam
you.
Chair, move for approval.
So Madam Secretary, that was Commissioner Mitchell with Commissioner Bartz making the second. Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Hutchison,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Zadowski,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Bartz, Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes, ma'am.
Chair Townsend.
Yes, ma'am. Before we adjourn, I would just like to say also that I think staff has done a great job, and I also agree with Mr. Tipton that the county team has always come through, and I think this year especially, with the pandemic that we've had, we have never missed a beat. We've remained strong. This community has stuck together. That's what we do best. Our nonprofits had challenges, but we always rose to the cause for them as too. We had a lot of other changes in transitioning from our nonprofits to United Way. So in light of everything that staff and everybody through administration and us on this board's had to overcome, I really think that we're ending and leaving St. Lucie County in a great place. So I do. I understand the challenges you have every day with your office, and I know that you continue to make sure that we remain within budget. And I personally do want to say thank you to you and your staff. I also want to thank the residents of St. Lucie County because their vote of the half-a-cent sales tax has also allowed us to be able to continue to stay strong as a board and make decisions so that we could continue with the infrastructure, the bridges, and the roads. Because without your faith in this board and the leadership that we have with our staff, we wouldn't have been able to continue with the success that we've had this year. So on behalf of the board, I would just like to personally say thank you to everybody because collaboratively, I think we have been a wonderful, wonderful team. Is there anybody else that would like to comment?
Madam Chair, I couldn't have said it any better. Thank you.
There you go.
The only thing I would add is, you've pointed out each and every time we've had a budget item that's come through or an agenda item where the sales tax has gone, we set a path supported by the citizens, and we've maintained our direction, and everything that we said we would do, we are doing. So I'm happy for that.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn? Anybody else comment? If not, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.